Sky Talk, back with another match preview. It's at Meadow Lane on Tuesday night, 7:45 against Bromley. Huge game, I think, to sort of show the form that we're in now, get the win, get the clean sheet, and build on that, and just keep progressing through the season. You know, there's obviously a lot of speculation about how is the season going to be postponed or ended, and the vote does go in tomorrow. But fingers crossed, it just keeps going. It's been ticking over okay, and hopefully clubs can afford to continue.
So the vote's tomorrow for the National League, and if clubs want it to continue, I am very confident. The more I look into it, that clubs do want it to continue. I know that Altrincham, Solihull, and Chesterfield have already given their thoughts as an actual statement. I know Hartlepool are very much looking to carry the season on, and I know Sutton want to. Notts County want to, and the only team I know that's categorically come out and said that they don't want the season to continue is Dover, which is understandable. So I feel very confident with that, and I feel like we can look ahead to games with a tiny bit more certainty. Obviously, it's the National League and anything could happen, but I'm hoping that with tomorrow's vote it goes that way. Now, we've got Bromley at home. With all due respect to Bromley, if you ask me to name all 23 teams in the division, off the top of my head, the last team I would name are Bromley. They just go about things so quietly. They never kick a fuss up as a club, and I'd almost forget them in the division. I saw the fixture list and I thought Bromley are a decent side. They are a very, very good side. So we're going to have to be really careful and not underestimate them just because they're not kicking and screaming at the top of the league, because they're doing very well. Not sitting 5th with 30 points. Bromley currently sitting 10th with 26 points. Four point difference, but we've both played the same amount of games. If you look at the form table over the past 10 games, Notts currently sit top of that form table with 20 out of a possible 30 points. So Notts are flying at the minute, and really we're keeping in contention with second place. Torquay are out in front. We've got 3 games in hand over them. I am still confident Torquay will not keep this pace up, and I think as teams put pressure on, they haven't been close to a team yet. As teams put pressure on, they are going to find it hard to keep going. Bromley, their away form is fantastic. 6 games out of a possible 18 points, they've picked up 14. Very, very good. As points per game go, best in the division for away points. So again, Bromley, very good side. And when I go into players to watch in a minute, you'll realise just how strong they actually are. And last season, if we look at both fixtures, each side won their home game 2-1. And again, they're a tough side. I can't stress that enough. This is not going to be an easy game by any stretch, and it could actually turn out to be one of the trickiest of the whole season because they are just solid in every department. So the players to watch out for: Michael Cheek, top scorer in the whole division, 11 goals in 17 games. He's played non-league for the past 8 seasons, and in every season he has hit double figures. This is a massive test. We know Notts are not conceding at the minute. We are so strong defensively with a settled back four at the minute of Miller, Lacey, Rawlinson and Kelly Evans. They're playing fantastically well, but coming up against the top scorer in the division, a man that is scoring frequently, week in, week out, it's going to be an absolute test. And it's one that if we overcame the game on Tuesday without conceding, I think that would be an absolutely massive statement to put out, because I feel like that for me would signify that Ardy has sorted this defence out. The next player to watch out for, Byron Webster, formerly of Millwall, 6'3" centre back. For me, he's the player to watch out for, because whoever plays Sam, Wootton, Effiong, it's going to be a battle, and whoever wins that battle for me will possibly unlock the key to winning the game. So Byron Webster, definite player to watch out for. And a player to watch out for, a player not to watch out for that I've had to include is Liam Trotter. Now, what's he doing in this league? He could probably play League One at them, at least maybe League Two. He'd storm League Two, but he's come to Bromley, formerly of Millwall and Bolton. Very, very, very good player for this division. He reminds me of like a Reeves that's dropped down and could easily do it in 1 or 2 leagues above. But he's suspended, picked up a 3-match ban. He got a straight red card. That is big news for Notts. That is massive. It would have sort of been the key midfield battle, just like I've said with Byron Webster. But to not have him in there could mean that Reeves or Doyle could dominate. So there's 2 players to watch out for, and one that's thankfully not going to be on the pitch.
Team news now then. We've obviously got McCrory, who's going to be out for, I'd say, about 8 or 9 weeks now from this point. So hopefully we'll see him back after obviously he's had a minor surgery on his knee. Cal Roberts is getting frustrating because we felt like he's been so close. We were told sort of mid-January at the end of last year, and you know we're in February as of tomorrow, so we want him back. I think it's scary to think how many goals we could score with his quality up there, because I just feel like there's something not quite ticking up front. You know, we could be absolutely firing goals with his input, I think. And Bromley, he obviously picked up a little bit of a head injury a couple of games back, was slightly concussed. You know, if you watched the game, you saw he had quite a severe nosebleed and did have to come off. So I do think he will be back in the fold. If he's not, he'll be sort of one game away, because it did look like quite relatively bad little injury he picked up, because he just took a boot straight to the head. But yeah, I hope he's well and hope he's back soon. So that takes me on to the lineup. Number one goalkeeper, Sam Slocum, has been quality this season in goal. He's been absolutely unbelievable. He's made so many game-changing saves, where the one that springs to mind, Stockport, where John Rooney took that pelting shot at him and he's just got down and got straight to it, saved it, and it changed the game when we ended up winning it. Same again at the weekend, you know, he's made saves where they had about 2 or 3 one-on-ones, and not many keepers can do that turnaround where they're having 2 or 3 one-on-ones and saving all of them, you know. So it is a credit to himself, I think Sam Slocum is. Right back, Dion Kelly-Evans. I'm going to skip through the back four because I don't think you can change it when we've not conceded. So obviously Lacey, Rawlinson and Miller. I can't praise Miller enough. I think he's been fantastic. He's slotted into the squad straight away, and it just looks like he's been there forever. He's out of position at left back, but he's just been brilliant. So for me, you can't change him, and he's a real asset to the club, I think, at the moment. Sitting in front of the back four then, we've got Doyle and Reeves. Obviously, I think there is talks of Wolf coming in, but I don't think it's going to be yet, as of the games haven't been coming as thick and fast. I think when the games are literally every 3 days, as they are Saturday, Tuesday, we'll see players like that coming into the fold when Doyle and Reeves maybe start tiring. In saying that, they do look like players that are never going to tire. So hopefully we do see him though, because he is a quality player. So yeah, moving on. So then front three, the three sitting in front of the back two, sorry, so behind the striker. I always find this the most difficult part to do, because there's so many names in there, and I'm sort of weighing up who's going to be wanting to play in, and you know, sort of breathing down on his neck a little bit. So on the right hand side, I've gone for Enzio. In the middle, I've gone for Ruben Rodriguez. On the left hand side, I was really torn whether to go for Ini Effiong or Eli Sam. Now I'm going to go for Effiong because he didn't start the last game, and he's going to be wanting that game time, you know it. I mean, I think Sam was fantastic in our game at the weekend, you know, he's really good, showed some good quality, good attacking intent, got the goal, obviously, fantastic goal, said he meant it, I'll take his word for it because it was a fantastic goal. But I just feel like Ini Effiong needs to get off the mark, get a goal, give him a bit of confidence, you know, as a Notts player, and hopefully then we can get the goals firing. But I wouldn't mind seeing Sam either way, so if it is either of them two, obviously I'd be happy. I think they're both great players. And then up top, no other man is there really than Kyle Wootton. He's been great for us this season. He's been great for us since we signed him, really, so you can't really, there's no real competition for his space, I don't feel, at this moment in time anyway. So yeah, that is the starting lineup, and my prediction for this game is a 2-0 win to Notts. We're going to keep the clean sheet. That back four and keeper have been absolutely fantastic this season so far, I think. And I'm going to say that Ini Effiong's going to get his first for Notts. And I really want Miller to get one, so I'm going to say Miller.
Score prediction, I think I've just said about a statement of intent if we don't concede. I'm going to go with 2-0 Notts. I think we've been set up really well. I think Ollie knows how to set us up against teams that do know how to score. So I'm going to go for 2-0. There's so many players. I think Miller's got attacking threat. I think he's going to cause issues. I think we've just got all over the pitch, and I think Enzio could chip in with a few goals. I can't go for a goal scorer. I'm just going to go 2-0, and I think the goals could possibly come from anywhere on the pitch. It's going to be a really, really hard game, but we shut them out, and I think that's a massive bonus and a massive look ahead to what we could actually achieve this season.